Mao Zedong was born on December 26, 1893 to a peasant family in the farming community of Shaoshan, province of Hunan, China. He attended school at 8 years old but received little education, and by the age of 13 he was already working full-time in the fields. At the age of 17 he left his home to enroll in a secondary school in Changsha, capital of the Hunan province. In 1911, he joined the Revolutionary Army and the Kuomintang Nationalist Party of China for the Xinhua Revolution to overthrow the monarchy in China led by Sun Yat-sen. In 1912, the Republic of China was formed. In 1918, Mao Zedong graduated from the Hunan First Normal School, becoming a certified teacher. At about this time, he heard of the successful Russian Revolution, which established the Communist Soviet Union. In 1921, he became a member of the Chinese Communist Party. In 1923, Chinese leader Yan Yat-sen implemented a policy of active cooperation with the Chinese Communists, who had exponentially risen in strength and number. Mao supported both the Kuomintang and the Communist Party, but over the next few years he adopted Leninist ideas and believed that appealing to the farming peasants was the key to establishing communism in China. Mao then rose in the ranks of the party as a delegate assemblyman, eventually landing executive to the Shanghai branch of the party. In 1925, Sun Yat-sen died and his successor, Chiang Kai-shek, upheld the seat of power. Unlike Sun Yat-sen, he is a conservative and traditional leader. This would then lead to the disbandment of the alliances between Chiang and the Communist Party in 1927. Wanting to maintain his power, Chiang ordered the elimination of all the members of the Communist Party. Mao then led an army of peasants against the government, but was easily defeated and fled to the mountainous area of the Jiangxi province, where Mao was elected chairman of the small party. In 1934, fearing that more and more regions were getting controlled by the Communist Party, Chiang ordered a full-on sweep of the region to eliminate the communist influence. Mao discussed this with his fellow members and decided to retreat west and the north across the Chinese mountains and swampland of Yan'an in northern China. This movement was known to many as the Long March. This movement had an impact on many citizens of China as the Chinese get information about the violent exterminations by the Kuomintang. In 1937, Chiang called a truce with the Communist Party as the Japanese invade China. With the help of the Allied forces in World War II, Japan was defeated. With this, Mao took the opportunity to take full control of China. So in 1949, Mao established the People's Republic of China. Chiang, on the other hand, fled to Taiwan to form his own Republic of China. In the next few years, Mao instituted sweeping land reform through either persuasion or force. Some positive changes included promoting the status of women, doubling the school population, and improving literacy, and increasing access to health care, which dramatically raised life expectancy. But these reforms were less successful in cities, so he, in 1956, launched the 100 Flowers campaign, which in democratic fashion allowed freedom of speech and wanted to hear ideas to improve the society of China, and only mild criticism. What resulted, though, were very harsh remarks, and in fear of losing control, he crushed this kind of discontent. In 1958, Mao implemented the Great Leap Forward, which was an attempt to increase agricultural and industrial production. The program established large agricultural communes with as many as 75,000 people working the fields. Each family received a share of the profits and owned a small plot of land. Mao had set expectations that with the fast increase in agricultural and industrial production, China could make a country's worth of advancement in a few decades. It was going fine at first, many accounts that report overwhelming advancement. However, the next 3 years resulted in massive floods and famine, resulting in the death of 40 million people in China. It started to show that Mao knew how to organize a revolution but lacked the aspects of running a country. Therefore, his rivals were able to gain support, and in 1962, Mao essentially lost his political power and was pushed aside from political affairs. Although he is no longer the central figure of China, one of Mao's supporters, Lin Rao, implemented some of Mao's writings into a handbook called Quotations from Chairman Mao. It is also known as the Little Red Book and was published for all the Chinese to read. In 1966, Mao was able to return to the center of power in China. He calculated correctly that the young wouldn't remember much about the failure of the Great Leap Forward and the subsequent famine. Mao used the opportunity to set a plan, more so a crisis that only he could solve. Mao told his followers that the bourgeois class in China were aiming to restore capitalism and declared these elements must be removed from society. This helped him gather the young Chinese citizens, or the Red Guards, to join him in his purge against the undesirables. Eventually becoming the leader once more, he launched the movement known as the Cultural Revolution, beginning with the closure of schools, and sent young Chinese intellectuals that would challenge his rule to be re-educated through hard manual labor. Mao then ordered the immediate mobilization of youths to take control of government positions. During this time though, many members of the Red Guards started to question Mao's rule and the ideology of this Maoist thought. In 1967, different factions of Red Guards battled for dominance and power over China, eventually leading China into the brink of anarchy. In order to prevent this, Mao had Lin Bao, the guy that made the Little Red Book about Mao, to restore order in the vast regions that were affected by the different factions of the Red Guard. The result of this led to the economy of China plummeting in large amounts of value in 1968. In 1969, Lin became Mao's successor and tried to gain power to control the nation. Mao saw this coming and asked for the help of Zhu and Lai to prevent this from happening, resulting in Lin's death from a plane crash going to the Soviet Union. Zhu then takes greater control of the government. Zhu acted to stabilize their government by restoring the educational system and having officials return to their original positions of power in the government. In 1972 though, Zhu learned he had cancer and Mao had a severe stroke. Both of them gave their support to Deng Xiaoping, who was previously purged during the early phase of the Cultural Revolution. The radical Zhang, or the Gang of Four, hated this and sparred for a few years, and then finally convinced Mao to purge Xiaoping. But this was when Zhu died in April of 1976, and then Mao the following September. Therefore, in 1977, Deng regained his power and ruled China for the next 20 years. Mao was born in 1893. He got little education during his youth and then acquired Leninist ideas to join the Communist Party of China. When Sun Yat-sen died, Chiang took his place and decided to eliminate the Communist Party. After a few years, Mao established the Republic of China in the mountains, naming himself Chairman of the Republic. In 1934, Chiang had enough and eradicated regions filled with the spread of communism. Mao went on the Long March that influenced many of the Chinese citizens to support him against the government. Japan invades China and World War II came along. In 1949, Mao gains full control of the Chinese government and launches the 100 Flowers campaign to seek ideas for improvements in China, deeming unsuccessful. He then launches the Great Leap Forward in 1958, which started very well at first but ended badly, pushing Mao away from politics for a while. He returned to power in 1966 and launched a cultural revolution to maintain his power and prevents criticism and rejection from China, and faces power struggles in political affairs until his death in 1976. Hello. Just kidding. It's me, Daniel Reyes, and right now I will show you some questions from the previous Regents exams that involve with the topic about Mao Zedong. So let's get started. The website called scivom.com. And this is the website where you can use it for any New York Regents exams. So we are going to search up right now, global history. Okay, so we select the first one, and now you see all the list of all the Regents exams that were taken in the last few years. And this can help you with studying and review time for everything else. So these are one of the questions that I found from the website. So the first question asks, the difficult year-long journey made by Mao Zedong and his communist followers in 1934 through China's mountains, marshes, and rivers was called that would be choice 4, the Long March. It wouldn't be the Cultural Revolution because it was launched by Mao in 1966, and this was him calling out to the youth to follow him in his rise to power, also known as the Red Guards. The second choice, the Great Leap Forward, that's his increase in agricultural and industrial production. He wants that fast advancement, and this was in 1958. The Boxer Rebellion occurred in 1899 to 1901, and these are the Chinese citizens against foreign rulers who were controlling them. They did not want to get controlled. Second question, the Long March is significant in Chinese history because and that would be number 4, established Mao Zedong as a revolutionary. It cannot be ending Japanese occupation of China. That would be World War II, the end of World War II. And not reinforce the concept of the mandate of heaven because that would be the emperor's job, and the society is a communist society, not a traditional or conservative society. And it not caused the Boxer Rebellion because it was not an uprising of anti-foreign rulers that wanted to get rid of foreign control. The third question asks, which Chinese leader is most closely associated with leading the Great Leap Forward and the Cultural Revolution? And that would be Mao Zedong. Sun Yat-sen was the leader that wanted to work together with the communists in the early 1900s until 1925 when he died. The second choice, Chiang Kai-shek, was the person that wanted to get rid of communism. He was a very conservative and traditional leader. Deng Xiaoping wasn't very interesting until 1977 when he took control of China after the death of Zhu and Lai and Mao Zedong. Hey guys, so that's it for the video. If you have any questions, please leave it at the comment below. And other than that, please subscribe to my channel, leave a like to this video, and I'll see you all later.